Hey guys, how's it going? I'm so excited to be doing this quick review on Phoenix Custom's Batman from the Dark Knight trilogy, or as he calls it to avoid copyright, the Night Crusader. But if you don't know who Phoenix Customs is, he is by far one of the greatest custom printed minifigure sellers this community has ever seen. I mean, I really enjoyed collecting his minifigures since 2014. I reviewed some of his earlier ones back in 2015, but he uses the same kind of printing that LEGO uses, pad printing, and has more recently started to introduce and incorporate custom plastic injected accessories onto his newer minifigures, and they are just of the highest quality. And he was kind enough to send this one out, but seriously, I do mean it when I say this is the ultimate Dark Knight trilogy Batman minifigure, and I can't wait to show you more of it in just a second. But of course, a link to his website will be down in the description below, and I definitely suggest you check it out. So without further ado, let's get started. So first off, the minifigure is presented really nicely here inside this really cool little container. And if we go ahead and flip it open, inside we have this nice little double-sided laminated card, which is of course exclusive to this minifigure, featuring a render of Batman on the front, the Phoenix Customs logo on the top. And if we go ahead and flip it around, we got the logo once again, his social media page, his email, and the warnings. And if we go ahead and put the card back inside the container, you can see on the back, if you can't save Gotham with this minifigure, you can save the environment because it's recyclable. And here's the full figure in its entirety. I gotta thank Adam, of course, over at Phoenix Customs for sending this out. The Dark Knight trilogy means so much to me, and I think to so many of you, and this Dark Knight trilogy Batman minifigure from Phoenix is really just something of dreams. I mean, this is a minifigure we could only dream of in 2012 when The Dark Knight Rises came out and when the Dark Knight trilogy was concluding. And this is just, I mean, you take one look at this and you think about any other Batman minifigure that has been produced, whether it be from another seller, whether it be from LEGO themselves, and they really cannot compare to what is on the screen right now. This minifigure is so perfect. And I mean, you take one look at like LEGOs. This is, I don't actually have the cowl or the cape on LEGOs from the old 2014 UCS Tumbler, but you take a look at the torso and it looks like webbing instead of armor. And you look at Phoenix here, and these designs that he had pad printed on not only the torso, but the arms and the legs are so spot on, so accurate, and so perfect looking in every sense of the word. I mean, the armor plating, the mesh printed onto the armor plating, the Nolan Batman symbol on the chest, of course, the different shades of metallic gold running throughout the belt design, the knee pads, I mean, the designs up on top of the knee pads, on the thigh areas. You can see we even have the blades printed onto the arms here, and look at the arm printing. I mean, that is just so awesome, and you can see those blades almost do look like they really protrude like they should, and I think that's really awesome. And of course, on the back, all that detail only continues, and it looks really great here as well. Once again, pretty much as accurate as you're ever going to get to the Dark Knight trilogy suit in LEGO here. And if we take one look at that cowl, that plastic injected cowl, you can very easily see that it is just the perfect piece when trying to portray the Dark Knight trilogy suit in LEGO. I don't know how many times I've said Dark Knight trilogy suit in these last couple minutes here, but this custom plastic injected piece is really great. Honestly, when he started to introduce plastic injected pieces into his minifigures, I was definitely kind of skeptical, like, is this gonna work? So far, he's really provided excellent minifigures with incredible pad printing, but will he also be able to get custom plastic injected pieces made? And oh my god, the answer is yes. This is a LEGO quality piece right here, perfectly nailing the Dark Knight trilogy cowl. But of course, it is only half of the cowl, because the Dark Knight trilogy cowl wraps pretty tightly around Bruce's head throughout the Dark Knight and the Dark Knight Rises. So I think it makes sense to go with this design and not really make like almost a helmet out of it, or like a standard cowl like LEGO does, and have like a giant bulky chin strap, because that just doesn't look right. This is by far the better design choice, and I'm so glad he was able to get this piece made, because it really just tops off this minifigure in defining it as the best Dark Knight trilogy Batman minifigure this community has ever seen. If we go ahead and remove that again, though, you can see we do have a face design printed underneath here, and it actually doesn't look too ridiculous. Of course, you don't have any like white bands or anything like that. We've just got the standard eyes printed underneath there, and I love the gray rings, of course, that surround the white pupils there. And one thing that I think is also really great about that face design, and one thing that Phoenix always does with his minifigures, is just nail the likeness to whatever character he is making. I mean, you just look at that mouth design, and while it may not look too special to you, as a minifigure customizer myself who paints my own faces for a lot of my own minifigures, that is Christian Bale's mouth printed onto a LEGO minifigure. I mean, that is just exactly how it should look. I can't even explain explain it. If you just have to compare and take a look at Christian Bale's mouth and then look at it on this minifigure, and you'll just see how perfect that is and how easily that can be screwed up. And that is definitely not the case here. This minifigure is damn near perfect, and I think it is absolutely the best Dark Knight Trilogy Batman minifigure that we'll likely ever see, period. I mean, this is great, and I really do mean it. But of course, getting a series of minifigures printed using the same kind of printing that Lego uses, especially when you're also doing it on the arms and the legs and getting your own custom plastic injected pieces made, it's not cheap. It is not easy to do and not easy to have done. So on his website, this minifigure does go for $70, but if you're a collector who absolutely cannot pass up this opportunity, I think this is definitely worth considering. I mean, you take one look at this minifigure again, and if you ever come to the point where you think you do want to visit the website and maybe pick up this minifigure or any of the other ones that he offers, I think it's definitely at least worth considering, because there really is no other seller out there quite like him who is producing top quality minifigures like this on a pretty regular basis. So again, it's something you got to consider for yourself. Is this a minifigure that you absolutely have to have? How much do you love the Dark Knight trilogy? If you love it as much as me, it's really a no-brainer. I absolutely would have picked this up myself, whether or not he sent it out for this video. So hopefully you guys did enjoy the video, though. I know I enjoyed getting the chance to talk about this figure for all of you. So without further ado, we're going to go ahead and wrap this up. No, you can't. You're not. I'm whatever Gotham needs me to be. Oh. Hey, Gordon. Now I am. Call it in. Alright guys, there you go. That's going to do it for this video. Thanks for sticking around for the whole thing. And thanks again to Adam over at Phoenix Customs for sending this figure out for the video. I seriously don't want to sound too repetitive. I know I've said it a lot in this video, but I really do mean it when I say this is the best custom Dark Knight Trilogy Batman minifigure that this community has ever seen. And I strongly suggest that you check out Phoenix's store. I will be dropping a link down below in the description. It'll be the first one you see. So yeah guys, right now the work that I'm doing right now, the minifigures that I'm making, the advanced suit from Spider-Man PS4 is the minifigure that I'm making the most progress on. I've almost finished up the webbing on the head. It is seriously a slow, long, drawn-out process painting a minifigure like this, but I've already been posting all the progress photos over on my Patreon, so if you want to consider supporting the channel, everything is already going up over there, and I really don't necessarily like how my Patreon is set up at the moment. I've really enjoyed posting everything over there the last like 8 or 9 months, but I'm slowly working on revamping everything to make it that much better for that small group of people over there, because it's really fun getting the chance to show some of that stuff early. But otherwise, I'll be posting previews as I always do over on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook, which will be going up pretty shortly here in the next couple weeks. And then after that, it'll be on to Avengers Endgame, picking up with a head start on Captain Marvel, and then slowly starting on Thanos. And again, the progress will be on Patreon, then the previews on Instagram, and then you'll see the making of videos again over here on the main channel as we build toward that April release. So I hope you'll join me for that, guys, or I hope I'll catch you in one of those places. But on that note, thanks again for watching, and I'll catch you next time. All right, take care. Bye-bye. Hey guys, how's it going? I'm so excited to be doing the and if we go ahead and flip it open, inside we got this really nice double laminated
Tonight you're gonna break your one rule.
Not a problem. You're welcome. Hey guys, how's it going? So excited. And then inside we flip it open, you can see we've got a tip of copyright the Night Crusader. Sorry you can't save Rachel. It's alright. I liked Katie Holmes more anyway, and Harvey was a bit of an ass. Sided laminated card, which is